welcome along then to Korea. It's time for the Formula Horizon Season 15 Korean Grand Prix. First time visiting here with the graphics. We've got new music, old graphics. Let's just have a jolly good time. Around the world in 10 race weekends. Some of those tracks shown on the map there, actual tracks that we will go to at points in this season. But it's time for round 4 in Korea. The Yongam Circuit, 3 sectors, 5.615 kilometers long. I'm going to turn down the audio. Local start time of 1500. Speed traps at the end of the second straight. A lap record of 139.6 held by Sebastian Vettel in 2011 for Red Bull. 2 DRS zones down the back and main straight. I believe that's back straight. Let's take a look now to the starting grid for today's race. Easton Bound starts on pole position with Isaac Spacedolf in P2 for Red Bull. Good qualifying for both drivers. Jenson Button starts P3, another great qualifying for the McLaren driver, alongside Emerald Diggy in P4 for Red Bull. It's an all-Ferrari third row as Fernando Alonso out-qualifies championship leader John B. Cool, P5 and P6. Neo-Hungary qualifies 7th alongside Luis Idonot for McLaren Mercedes. Their last year before they switched to Honda engines for next year. Dad B. Cool qualifies 9th alongside Landon Canoka in the Lotus. Another Q3 for him. Pierre Gasly just outside the top 10 in 11th alongside Mom B. Cool in 12th for Haas. A great qualifying for her. Sebastian Vettel starts 13th for Force India alongside Luna D. Darling in the Lotus, sorry. Zuckelby starts 15th for Toro Rosso alongside Nate Cusinon in 16th. Pretty decent qualifying. It's an all Sauber second to last row, filling up out qualifying Alan the Alien once again. And it's an all Williams final row of the grid. Kaito 132 19th, and Nicholas Latifi in dead last once again. Let's get into the race. I forgot to cut out part of the revs, but it's gonna be lights on and it's lights out, and away we go for the Korean Grand Prix. And I can turn the audio back up as they all go powering down into turn 1. John McCool's got an amazing start. He's up into P4 as, oh my goodness me, is that Isaac Spacedolf or is that Emerald Diggy flipping and going around? I believe it's Isaac Spacedolf, and he's out of the Grand Prix at turn 1. Lots of chaos already into this race as they power down the back straight. All the cars, 19 cars now powering down the straight, 1 car out. John McCool is now running P2. He's gotten ahead of Emerald Diggy down the straight. And now as Easton Bound in his sight, the 2 championship contenders so far in this season. Fernando Alonso in P5. Luis Idonot has gotten past Neo-Hungary into P6. As they all go down into the sharp left-hander. As, oh geez, Jenson Button for the second weekend in a row has flipped over, and this time I believe it is fatal. And oh my, was that Pierre Gasly in the background flipping over as well? He's gotten back going now. It's chaos in Korea. As yes, Jenson Button is out of the Grand Prix. He's back to the pits. Kaito 132, and oh my, Nicholas Latifi, and everyone is flipping here in Korea. It's been a few days since I actually did the race. I forgot how chaotic it got in the opening stages. As Nate Cusinon on top of a P12 for Haas on 4-8, great result. Mom B. Cool P9 as it stands. And this is already a much better race than any of the past 3, and it's probably going to get less views than any of the past 3, because as always, the races that are better get less views. That's just how the trend has been. As Dad Be Cool running P8 for Force India as Easton Bound leads us across the line to start lap 2. John Be Cool about 4.5 seconds behind. And the Mercedes just able to pull away a little bit down the straights and, well, pretty much through everything. That Mercedes is rapid. Dad Be Cool trying to get on the back of Landon Canoka in the Lotus. Doesn't look it, but DRS is wide open. It's going to be almost 3 wide down into the sharp right-hander. As is there a little bit of contact between Emerald Diggy and Fernando Alonso for that final podium position. As John McCool has gotten ahead of the both of them. As here comes Luis Idonot. And oh wow, that's a huge crash in the background. Is that Pierre Gasly? Yes, it is Pierre Gasly, and Pierre Gasly's out of the race alongside the other 3. And oh no! Fernando Alonso and Luis Idonot. And was that Luna D. Darling as well, all going flipping through those corners, through that almost snail-like corner at the top of the track, as Easton Bound leads by 6.5 seconds, as both Toro Rossos are out of the Grand Prix. And it's utter chaos. Lunity Darling and Fernando Alonso, not Fernando Alonso, sorry, Lewis, I don't know, have gotten back going. They're running at the back of the field, though. As that'd be cool, still running P8. But actually, sorry, no, he's running P6 on track. He's made up a few positions because of drivers ahead crashing out. So currently, Easton Bound leads from John B. Cool, Emerald Diggy, and then Neo Hungry is your top for Landon Canoka in P5. As Emerald Diggy trying to go down the inside of John B. Cool. John B. Cool could try and switch back to the inside. Breaks early because he expected a mistake, and oh, they've touched. John B. Cool ran into the back of Emerald Diggy, and he's going to have DRS and a slipstream, but also Neo Hungry is going to have that same slipstream down the straight, and Neo Hungry has that inside line, as John B. Cool, ooh, almost touches the wall, has to sweep to the outside. He's going to sweep around the outside of all of them, down into the sharp right-hander. I believe he isn't. Oh, no, Emerald Diggy has flipped over, and that has caused a bit of a pile-up, and I don't sound very enthusiastic, but that's just because I'm trying not to be pretty much screaming into my microphone. But Easton Bound leads by 11 seconds. And that is huge. As now the Mercedes 4 seconds behind it. And there goes Emerald Diggy again. And that is most likely both Red Bulls out of the Grand Prix. And both Hasses now. P9 and P10. And oh, Mom be cool. Oh man, it looks like a NASCAR crash. The way that she was flipping around there. Mombi Cool or Danica Patrick. I'm not sure who I was watching there. Because one driver is actually good and the other one's Danica Patrick. Anyways, the two Force Indias running P5 and P6 now. As yes, Mombi Cool is out of the Grand Prix. I'm not surprised. That is a huge crash. And we hope that she is okay. It's not like this is just a sim race and she is perfectly fine. But now, Kaito 132, because of that crash, Kaito 132 running P10. As John B. Cool still runs P2, 2.5 seconds behind is Neo Hungry. 3 seconds behind is Neo Hungry. Nate Kuznot from 16th on the grid is now running P8. So, great result if he could just hold position now. And look at that, no one anywhere close to Easton Bound, just being extremely dominant here in Korea. All he has to hope is that he doesn't make any mistakes, just needs to drive a nice, clean, clinical race here for the rest of this race, the final 3 laps, and he'll be a-okay. And oh no, Easton Bound has got up on 2 wheels and he's out of the Grand Prix. It looks like John B. Cool now has inherited the lead of the race, but Neo Hungry is less than 2 seconds behind. And yes, Easton Bound is out of the race. As I was saying, commentator's curse, it seems. Easton Bound just had to drive 3 laps, and he couldn't even do that. Lots of crashes have already happened there, but look at that. That'd be cool. And Sebastian Vettel, P4 and P5 for Force India. Nate Kuznot has made up 10 positions now, and it's up into P6. And it's 7, 8, and 9 for the BFWs and Kaito 132 and the Williams. This is crazy. And look at that. Neo Hungry is closed up to John B. Cool and is within a second now. So of course we don't have the actual DRS regulations where you have to be within a second, but if this were real, you would have DRS now. That number 9 Mercedes just trying to get as close to the rear of John B. Cool. John B. Cool just trying to defend as tight as possible. But you have to assume with a slipstream with DRS with all the energies, Neo Hungry is going to be able to get past down in turn 1. As John B. Cool has his DRS closed. He's a sitting duck, but John B. Cool just outbrakes as Neo Hungry rides the curve a little bit. John B. Cool runs a bit wide and slows up a bit of it, and now Neo Hungry is right on the back. And that's not the move there. John B. Cool trying to force it to the inside. Neo Hungry sweeps back, or to the, I guess to the outside. John B. Cool trying to sweep to the inside, trying to go down the inside of Neo Hungry. Is Neo Hungry going to sweep back around the outside? Yes. Yes, he is. And Neo Hungry takes the lead of the Korean Grand Prix on lap 5. And John B. Cool, you gotta admit, he was probably just happy to have been leading the race at any point, starting where he did, what was it, P6, and kind of 132 is spun around, but luckily, the crash from the McLaren earlier means that there's still over half a minute behind. So Kaito 132 spin and stay in the points. As 2 Force India is running well, Haas doing so far so well in this race, BMW doing well in this race. This is, I mean, you're just going into a candy shop with a $100 bill and just able to get whatever you want, is what it feels like for the minnows on the grid of course, Haas and BMW, and even Williams now running P9. Kaito 132 dragging that tractor into the top 10. Of course, probably helped out a little bit by a good chunk of drivers crashing out, but Sebastian Vettel right behind That'd Be Cool has Nate Kuzniak right behind. Sebastian Vettel won a good few races in his day at the Korean Grand Prix. He's here on board with Nate Kuzniak, and now we're off board with Nate Kuzniak. Still, I'm going to get a bit closer to my mic now as they're powering down the main straight. I don't think Nate Kuzniak's close enough to go for a move. And he's not. No one makes a move down in the turn one. No one's going to dive down the inside. But we are on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Neo-Hungary leads by 2.5 seconds to John B. Cool. And Landon Canoka 8 seconds off the lead. And then it's just Lunatic Darling a minute off of the lead of the race. So it would take a miracle for Lotus to get a point, honestly, from Lunatic Darling in this race. 10 seconds behind the rear of the field. As we ride on board with the BMW Sauber of Philippe Epical, as they actually ride in the helmet of Philippe Epical. Just trying to get on the rear of that Haas. And Nate Kuzniak has driven an amazing race, not crashing out like some more experienced drivers. Mombi Pool, Nick Latifi, Fernando Alonso, and Jenson Button crashed out of this Grand Prix. One of the younger drivers on the grid, Nate Kuzniak in the Haas, has just driven a really solid, quiet race. Neo-Hungary rides the curve a bit there through the final few corners. But as he comes out of the final corner, Neo-Hungary is going to take his first Grand Prix win of the season. Neo-Hungary crosses the line and wins the Korean Grand Prix. And it's going to be another podium for John B. Cool. He comes home in P2. And Landon Canoka is going to cross the line in P3 for Lotus. It's the second podium in a row for the Enstone team. And it's going to be P4 and P5 for the 2 Force Indias. Nate Kuzniak P6 for Haas. Philippe Epical and Alan the Alien 7th and 8th. Kaito 132 comes home in P9 for Williams. A great result for the team. And Luis, I don't know, a minute behind. But luckily for him, still in the race. Just has to drag his car across the line, drag that McLaren across the line to get his solitary points in this race. But it doesn't matter to him. He crashed, he came out, and he still managed to snatch a point in this race. Well done to him. And here are the current championship standings. John B. Cool, 82 points ahead of Neo-Hungary on 52, and Ethan Bound on 42. Landon Canoka 40, 37 for Isaac Spacedoff and Fernando Alonso. And that is the top 6 in the championship. It's going to be an exciting season.